Yeah, but it was called the Asturias Center for Aquatic Investigations. Yeah, so it was something different. And then they changed the name. What year did they change the name of the center?
In 1987.
Very good. In 1987. Yeah, and so now it is called the Center for Fishing Experimentation. What do you guys think this means? The Center for Fishing Experimentation. When you hear that name, what do you think that they do here?
Make a plan for the little fishing.
Okay, they make plans for developing fisheries. What else? What do you think? Without, you don't have to read it, but what do you think when you hear the Center for Fishing Experimentation? What do you think that they do? Yeah.
They fishing and then they experiment.
Okay. So something to do with fishing, yeah, and then maybe something to do with science. Yeah, experimentation, something to do with science. Okay, so what they say is that they make plans for developing fisheries. Do you guys know what fisheries are?
No. Pescaderías. No. Barcos pesqueros.
So you have to ask, how do you say in English barcos pesqueros?
No, pero que era fish.
Fisheries? Okay, so barcos pesqueros, those are fishing boats. Yeah, barcos is boat. Fishing. A fishery is like a place where they, I believe, if I'm right, a place where they raise fish, they hatch fish, like a farm for fish. Yeah?
Ah,
Piscifactoría. Acuario.
No. A place where they grow fish, where they raise fish, so that you can eat them, or so that they can do...
Pescadería.
Okay. That then. And then they also decide, so they carry out scientific research here. So it's not just a museum, it's also a scientific research center. Yeah, and they decide things like the minimum size for a fish that you can catch. Has anyone here ever been fishing? Anyone? Ever been fishing? Or have family members that like to go fishing?
If you understand the question, you have to say, can you please repeat or tell me the question in another way because I can't understand what you are saying. Is that the problem? Are you understanding the question? No. So please. So I don't understand what you are saying.
Okay. Have you ever been fishing? No? Anyone?
Jimena is saying yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes? You've gone fishing? What type of fish do you go fishing for?
I don't know. I go fishing with my uncle.
With your uncle? Okay. So sometimes if you go fishing and you catch a fish, yeah? Did you measure your fish when you caught it?
Yes.
You measured it? Yes? And was it was good? It was big enough?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, okay, yeah. So a minimum size for a fish that you can keep, yeah? So you have to catch the fish and then measure it to see how big it is. And if it's big enough, you can keep it. And if it's too small, you have to throw it back into the water so that it can get bigger, yeah? And because, what do you think the reason that they have this rule is? Why? Why do they have a minimum size?
Because if they don't push at the minimum size, the fishers can catch a fish and baby fish, and
Okay,
they
yeah.
can kill all fish.
Very
They
good.
need a reproduction.
Hmm?
They need a reproduction.
They need reproduction, exactly, yeah. So you're both right. If they catch all of the fish, or the baby fish, then these fish don't have a chance to get big, and they cannot reproduce. And then we have a problem, yeah? Then the fish start to disappear, and there are no more fish, yeah? So it's really important to decide, based on the different species, the different fish, the size, the minimum size of a fish that you can keep. And that's one of the things that they do here. Yeah? They also decide fishing seasons. What are fishing seasons? exactly, yeah. When you can fish for what kind of fish, yeah? So I know, because I'm from San Francisco, and they fish for things like mussels and oysters and crab, and especially crab is a very short season, and people, they prepare for it and they get excited, and then when they are allowed, you can, they go out very, very, very early in the morning or late at night, yeah, at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and then they come back at 6. And if you get up very early and you go to the harbor or the port, you can see the crab boats coming in with all of the crab, yeah. It's only a short amount of time that they can fish for crab, yeah. So the seasons that you're allowed to fish for different species. Banned species. What is a banned species? No. Banned.
For example, smoking is banned. Is banned in the cafes, in the restaurants. Yes.
Yeah, so prohibited, or a species that you are not allowed to fish for. Why do you think you're not allowed to fish for certain species?
Because there are fish in how do you say peligro especial? Peligro especial.
They're in danger of extinction. Yeah. Peligro, danger, extinction. Yeah. So exactly, they're in danger of extinction. There will be no more fish of that type if we continue to fish for them. Yeah. And then also the best methods of fishing in the case of each different species. Yeah. So some fish you have to fish for with a line. Yeah. Some with a net, so you lower your nets. Some with different methods of fishing. So they decide all of those things here at this center. Yeah. So they make a lot of rules about fishing, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, the best way to do things.